Guess what time it is, chat? Hold on. Week 7 recap. No, I'm not throw this the angle. Now, let's get straight to it. So, I already said we're going to be improving this week with AI. So, instantly, we're going to go straight down to the questions. Type it into AI chat. So, bam. Well, bam. Thank you, ma'am. So, this is my previous conversations with ChatGPT on how I can improve my like journaling and stuff. So this is how we're gonna do it now. We're gonna use the same chat history so it can check it off. All right, chat. So I just typed up something small. This is a little prompt I just created off the dome. You're a professional full-time eight-figure day trader who coaches other day traders to improve on their journaling skills. The main reason you do this is because you want to express how great your job is being a full-time day trader and the freedom to do what you want when you want, as well as how much it improves you as a person overall. You teach people how to improve in their foundations in journaling to help them journal what really matters when it comes to improving at this valuable skill because it fulfills you and is your leading purpose in life. Okay. So now we say we put this, we scroll down. I want you to do a extensive overview on my journal foundations. You should improve it so that I can collect valuable information as well. Valuable information. Hold on. At bettering my trading skill, psychology, and system towards trading. We want to add something right here, which includes the psychological aspect that holds most day traders back. Bam. Make sure it's doing this. Nah, we're gonna dismiss that other shit. No space, we say here. We're not only gonna take our weekly recaps, but we're gonna take our daily recaps as well and improve for next week. So, oh shit, chat. I'm trolling you niggas. So we have this is what I recap daily. This is what I recap weekly. We add this, this down. All right. Now we take our weekly recap. We copy and paste this. And this is all, of course, is all trial and error. So we want to see what it tells us to do after giving it this information. Tell me how I should improve. All right. And now we ask it. We want to make sure everything is correct. Make sure. All right. And we send it through. Dismiss. All right. Boom. Now we send it through. You don't want to be um you don't want to be what's the word? You don't want to hold back when it comes to telling AI things. You want to tell it every single thing you struggle with. All right. All right. Excellent. This is a very strong foundation already. You're journaling more deeply than 90% of traders ever do. The structure you've built shows discipline and awareness. But what I'm going to do here is refine it into a system that collects quantifiable performance data, tracks emotional patterns, and feeds directly into continuous improvement. Here's how a professional 8-figure trader would coach you to evolve your daily and weekly journaling into a tool that genuinely upgrades your edge in psychology. Overview: what you're doing right. You're documenting your bias, execution, and emotions. You reflect on what you learned, not just wins slash losses. And you do weekly reviews, which most traders never commit to. Now let's make your journal more professional grade. Something that works like a feedback loop between data, psychology, and process. Part one: improving your daily journal. Your current structure is solid but too descriptive. It captures feelings, not measurements or corrections. Professional journaling should turn your thoughts into your data you can act on. Here's how to elevate it. So I like how it um it tells you not to change your foundation but how to improve it. So each day you should capture metrics you can track weekly and monthly. Add these: number of trades, number of valid setups, percentage trades, percent trades following plan, okay? Average RR, total P&L or SIM results, max favorable executions, how far it went before reversing, confidence level, discipline score, and these reveal consistency and give you measurable progress beyond emotions. Refine emotional tracking. You already know your emotions before, during, and after. That's perfect. But add a rating scale and trigger identifications to see what causes your poor executions. So, moment before trade, motion anxiety, intensity 6, trigger fear of missing a move. So, this is just showing like how it would look. After a month, you'll see patterns, maybe hesitations, spikes whenever you trade against a high time frame bias, or anxiety increases when you widen your stop. That's how you start mastering psychology. At the end of each day, grade your process, not results. Category: bias, accuracy, B plus. Ooh, okay. I hold on, chat. I've never thought of this. This is actually a really good fucking like this is a really good fucking like thing to have. Holy shit. This is how you can like okay, okay. I actually fuck with this. I actually fuck with this heavy. Okay, okay. 4. Refine: what can I take from this trade? Turn this from general reflection into rules or experiments. Instead of I need to stick to my bias more, right? Tomorrow I'll only take trades with my 4-hour high time frame bias and confirm direction using the first 15-minute candle post open. This converts insight into behavior change, the key to long-term growth. Okay. Okay, Chad. Okay, Chad. Part two: improving your weekly journal. Your weekly review is already great. You're identifying issues and wins. Let's make it more systematic. something that extracts themes and corrections. Each week, you should start with hard numbers: win rate, average RR, net P&L, percentage of trades following plan, most common emotion logged, highest rated setup slash worst setup. Hold on, that's actually hard. See, look, chat, AI will low key start cooking. You'll start to see correlations between metrics and emotional states, e.g., highest win rate, weeks have lowest FOMO intensity. Okay, expand the common issue section. When you write your common issues, go deeper. Overtrading, no. Took 3 extra trades daily due to boredom between setups, caused emotional fatigue. Then finish with an action plus rule for a measurable fix. Next week, limit to 2 trades per session. If tempted, log emotions but don't enter. 3, add market adaptation insight. Every week, note what the market conditions were: trending, choppy, volatile. Write how your systems performed in that environment. This week was range bound. My breakout entries failed. Need more patience for confirmation. This builds market condition awareness, a pro level trade. 4, add psychological growth log. At the end of each weekly recap, what emotional patterns improved? What triggered you less than before? Did you notice faster emotional recovery? This builds long term resilience tracking. Ooh, okay. It just added some extra shit that I didn't even think about. Like, okay, I was doing the monthly review, but I was gonna wait till that day. 5, end with next week's focus. Turn all reflection into 1 to 2 clear goals. Focus patient in the first 30 minutes of open. Only trade with high time frame bias or size down after 2 losses. So this is just like general. This is not like, oh, do this or that. It's just telling you to focus their end with what is next week's focus. Part 3, monthly meta review, optional but powerful. At the end of each month, top 3 winning behaviors, top 3 losing behaviors, psychological trend, better or worse. Was I more consistent? Did I feel more in control of my process? This builds self awareness and momentum. Example: refine daily template, pro level, date, market bias, high time frame context, setup type, risk per trade, number of trades, win slash loss, P&L. Emotional breakdown: before the trade, emotion intensity; during the trade, after the trade. Process grades: bias accuracy, execution, risk, psychology. Confluence is used. What invalidated this bias if flipped? Mistakes slash FOMO moments. What went right? Actionable lesson. Ooh, chat. And I looking like take this, but turn this one right here into that chart it gave earlier. That chart it gave was fucking great. Like like this right here. This chart right here was actually fucking prestigious, as well as this one right here. So both into charts. So what we're gonna do is I like that this daily one it gave. I was like, what the fuck did I just say? All right, I'm gonna say, all right, I really like the daily template you gave me. I will also add my own spin to it where I feel I need to improve as well. Now I want a weekly template from you as well. So we're gonna tell it. We're gonna tell the chat. Holy shit, chat. Is that right? Is that the right thing? All right, there we go. Perfect. That's exactly how pros do it. Journaling is deeply personal, so adding your own flavor where it fits you best will make it sustainable and powerful over time. Should you already have a refined daily template, Let's now build a professional level weekly trading recap template, one that helps you identify data trends, track psychological patterns, refine your system's edge, plan specific improvements for the next week. This version combines the mindset of an eight-figure trader with the structure of a performance coach. Weekly trading review template. Week number. Dates covered. Okay. Weekly overview. Number of trading days, total trades taken, win rate, average RR, net P&L or sim result, percentage trades following plan, max drawdown, confidence average, discipline average. Market context, what type of market did we have this week trending? Range bound, volatile, slow. How did your strategy perform in this market? Were your setups aligned with conditions or forced? Helps build awareness of when your systems perform best. 3. Emotional and psychological review. Most common emotions felt this week. When did emotions interfere with decision making? Did you notice improvement in emotional control compared to last week? Any specific triggers that stood out? How quickly did you recover from losses mentally? Confidence level in your strategy, confidence level in yourself. This develops your trader self awareness, the true foundation of consistency. Technical and execution review, bias accuracy, entry timing, risk management, trade management, exit timing, following trading plan. Now answer, what technical aspects improved the most this week? What consistently went wrong? What adjustments can I make to improve precision next week? Pattern analysis. Which setups perform the best? Rank your A, B, C setups. Which setups cause the most losses or doubt? Were you trading more data driven or emotion driven this week? Did any reoccurring mistakes appear? Damn, chat, they want us to go crazy. 6. Reflection. What worked, what didn't? What worked well? What habits, decisions, or setups created consistency? Why did it work? What about your execution or mindset made it effective? What didn't work? What caused you to break your rules, lose focus, or underperform? Why didn't it work? What? Oh, why? Okay. Be brutally honest here. This is where your growth happens. Psychological growth log. How did your self-talk change this week? Did you handle adversity better than before? What specific moment tested your patience or discipline the most? How proud of you of your overall composure? Did you feel more detached from the outcome? 8. Key lessons and new rules. Write out 2 to 3 clear lessons you learned this week. Then translate each into a rule, system tweak, or behavior change you'll implement. Example, lesson 1, overtrade when lesson, I overtrade when I start green early. New rule, after plus 2R, I'm done for the day. Next week's focus and intentions. Primary focus, patience, risk control, confirmation timing. Supporting goals. Add to new affirmation slash mindset phase for the phrase for the week. I trade my plan, not my emotions. Reward. Reward slash reflection plan. How you'll acknowledge your growth this week, even small wins. 1. 10. Summary paragraph. Optional but powerful. Write a short paragraph recapping your week in like a story way. This builds emotional connection and helps you see your progress as a trader and as a person. Sample this week, tested my patience more than before. Monday's hesitation cost me a clean setup, but by Thursday I felt more grounded and confident in waiting for confirmation. I'm seeing real growth in my detachment from the results. The focus for next week, trust the bias, wait for confirmation, and maintain calm execution. Pro tip, at the end of each month, read through all 4 weekly reviews and extract your top 3 improvements, reoccurring mistakes, and psychological shifts. So, chat, holy freaking shit. Holy freaking shit. This is a lot to recap over. How deep are we into it already? Chat, this might be a 2 hour video. There's no fucking way, boy. So I recorded the whole thing, but my mic was muted, chat. What the fuck? No, okay. We're gonna hop straight into it because I don't want to take too long. It's pretty good. So yeah, like I said, the first time. Like I said, the first time, we're not gonna go over every single individual day like we did before, but we're gonna go over the weekly trading review template now. We're going over me answering the questions, and I'm gonna just start reviewing what I've already answered because me typing, I feel during the review hurts. And then if I can type it in and then re-look over it for a video as well, that'll make ingraining it into my mind a lot more better too. So yeah, we're gonna get to it. Week 7 of trading. Dates covered October 6th through October 10th. Weekly overview. The number of trades we took in this week was 2 days. We took two trades in 2 days. Win rate 50% because I kind of break even as a win because technically you're preserving capital. Our average RR was 1 to 2, which was following my model. Net P&L or sim result was minus $522 in a week. Percentage of trading days where we followed our plan was 100%. I count the days I trade and the days I don't trade because regardless if you're in the market and you follow your plan is considered a day following your plan, even if that means you didn't trade for the day. Max drawdown. I'm guessing this is like max drawdown on the week. I don't have one of those right now. I'm gonna look into that for sure. Confidence average was like a 9 out of 10. I just compound every single after trade feeling that I got or confidence level and put it and divide it by five, whatever, and it was 9 out of 10. Discipline average was 10 out of 10, bro. The reason why I say this is because we stuck to our rules every fucking day this week, which was fucking esteemed. Like I was like, oh my god, we hitting that shit. So let's go. Market context. What type of market did we have this week? Bro, this week was fucking choppy. Like, what the hell? We in the range of all time highs, so that's what you expect on top of a government shutdown. But like, shit, what the fuck, man? Why are we so choppy? Now, strategy doesn't perform well in this condition. Like, often break evens, slow movement. On top of that, just a lot fewer setups, so that means a lot less trading days. Um, yeah, my setups were aligned with conditions; they were not forced. The reason why I say this is since the market was very slow, I only tried to claim accumulation zones. So like if you know my model is a predistribution inversion. So I go after the accumulation zones, which is basically when it consolidates before it distributes up. Not targeting the liquidity targets because those are less likely to be taken during slow market conditions. So emotional and psychological review. Most common emotion I felt this week was doubt. Doubt in my strategy. I guess that's just because like since the week was so slow and there was less setups, it felt like the strategy just didn't work anymore. And there are days when I seen setups that I wouldn't take. This is because with the market's conditions, even though I'm confident in the trading day, because I follow my rules, my strategy was heavily impacted by my mindset this week, just because of how the charts were moving. Um, I did notice emotional improvement compared to last week. This week was a great milestone. I stuck to my motto when market conditions were telling me to change, bro. It was literally like, bro, this week tested me so hard. And then it was like the first day of the week. It literally tested me to go against my model for a profit, and I didn't do it. And what I mean by it also tested me was not seeing any setups to the point where I only traded 2 days this week. Typically I would trade every single day of the week, and I was starting to notice like, okay, that's not the way that actual professional traders trade. Like over the course of the past like 3 weeks, I think the max amount of days I've traded in 1 week was 3 days, but now we've moved that down to 2 days, which shows that I can be patient and persevere through bad market conditions because we've been maintaining an eval all of September, and then once the month repurchase came through, um, you could say I blew the eval, but the month repurchase where like you got to pay the monthly fee to keep the account. My account, my Cash App didn't have money in it because I had it in my bank, so they took away the account and I just rebought it, and I was back at 50 grand, and we're still maintaining that account, and it's the fourth week starts Monday, so yeah. Specific triggers that stood out was slow market conditions caused like major boredom. Like I just be looking at the candlesticks like, bro, what the fuck is going on right now? Feel me? So I just pull out my phone, watch Instagram. If we're being honest, like you just gotta be honest in your journaling. And because of the lack of movement, I would try to entertain myself with different areas of focus. Um, how quickly did I recover from losses mentally this week? Um, None of the losses really affected me this week. I'm starting to become more comfortable with losing trades that I am happy to lose. Like if I follow my rules, I follow my strategy. If it looked like a trade that I would have took that would have won in my eyes, I can't be mad at losing the trade because it was a risk I was willing to take. Um, and what I mean by this is like I've started to find comfort in probability. So like knowing that my strategy will prevail over the long run, regardless. Confidence level in my strategy this week was 6-7. 6-7. Nah. I just seen it crazy. Like prior to this, like I seen a fucking real. That shit was stupid as hell. But 6-7, bro. And yeah, the reason why I say that's because, like I said, it tested my strategy this week. I was doubting and all types of shit, and it's like it wasn't like I went against my strategy or I tried something new, but it just felt like, okay, is this the right strategy? Is this something I should be taking? And then like I just stuck to it, bro. Stuck to it this week. Confidence level, 8. I can say I was confident throughout majority of the week. Like I feel like taking less trades, like no cap. I feel like the less trades you take, the less it affects your mentality in the markets. I don't know why. I guess you can say it's less stress because you're risking less and you're going through the roller coaster less. But honestly, if you're still looking at the charts, I think you still feel those feelings. But when you know you're following your rules, you're preserving capital, you just stick to it. So, technical and execution review. Bias accuracy was a C. Reason why I say this is not really enough data to determine my precision. Yes, I take pictures of the trades during the day, and then I take pictures of the market before the market opens for my bias, but I don't take pictures at the end of the day or when I'm done trading to see if my bias was correct. And I will start putting more data when it comes to that. Entry timing was a B minus. The reason why I say this is the entries were good, but if we base it on candle closes such as 1 hour and 4 hours, candle closes, candle closures, which is time frame alignment, which works better with my strategy. Only one trading day of the two met that expectation. And it's not like I need time frame alignment because I can do something in the middle of an hour candlestick, but it just works better when you have time frame alignment. So I say B minus because only one of the trading days out of the two that I took met that expectation. And the reason why I still put it as a B minus is because it's not like, oh, I'm entering at crazy times or I'm entering before the trade should have been took. I'm entering on time. I'm following my rules. I'm following my strat. I'm following the model right. It just I counted no time frame alignment on that one. And then as well as yeah, I guess I just counted time frame alignment. So risk management was an A plus. Like I said, this week was a milestone. Only took two trades and never been this disciplined before in a week of trading. Like I said, bro, I used to trade every fucking day. We'd be losing every day. Trade management A plus. I've never like lacked when it comes to trade management. Like I never over traded. I can't say I never. Oh my god. But I think the most trades I've taken in a singular day was two. And yeah, I noticed like okay, like when I first started and I took two trades and they both lost, I was like, you know what, this is not gonna work. Close the charts. And I've stuck with that ever since. Following trading plan A plus. 5 out of 5 days this week. I count days I don't trade as a follow plan day. Like I said earlier, and this is because I'm still in the markets. But I stuck to my model, stuck to my strategy, follow my plans, follow my rules, and I just didn't see a setup, so I didn't take one. What technical aspect improved the most this week? And I would say discipline. What I mean by this is not taking unnecessary trades and sticking to my rules. Like every single day, I was following my rules. Every single day, if I didn't see a model, didn't trade. I seen a model, took it. What adjustments can you make to improve precision next week? Make a specific confluence requirement when taking a trade. So what do I mean by this is the break-even trade was a good one. Um, the plan was at the end of the accumulation, but I also want to add more confirmation on top of my trades, and we know what confluences are. So, like, okay, if 1 minute is looking choppy, but then you go on the 3 minute, there's a 3 minute PDI inversion. You see the inversion, it's inside of a 5 minute fair value gap it's inside a bearish 5 minute fair value gap, respecting your bias towards the downside or your bearish bias. Then there's a SMT against S&P 500 and Nasdaq, if you understand what I'm saying. And then, oh, okay, this looks like a high probable set. So more like that. Pattern analysis. Which setups perform the best? This week, none. We have a break even day and a losing day. So like there was no day that where it was okay. This one this one performed better or whatever. I guess you could say Monday performed better because I guess you could say, okay, I tapped into we seen a 1 minute PDI inversion after sweeping liquidity, and then we retapped back into an inverse fair value gap, hit the break even, and this just went back down on took the break even. Which setups caused the most losses or doubt? The 30-second inversion was our only loss, and I did doubt at first because I've never took a 30-second inversion before, but overall I felt good about the trade because it seemed like a trade I would take if it was a higher time frame than the 30-second. Were you trading more data driven or emotional driven this week? On Monday we traded data driven. Since I've traded Mondays before, I've traded no news Mondays, I noticed okay, either I lose no news Mondays or I break even. I don't think I've ever won a Monday where it was like I think maybe one time. But like it's usually break even or um or a loss. So I de-risked that day, and then I took a trade. I knew like, okay, if it doesn't go, it'll hit break even. Then Thursday, I can say it was more emotional driven. The reason why I say this is because we lack data on trading 30-second PDI inversions. So you can't say, oh, it was data driven if I have no data prior to trading this type of time frame. Did any recurring mistakes appear? And I think a big one was lack of focus in the markets. It seems like I get bored easily watching candlesticks, especially with low volatility in the market. So I end up scrolling Instagram. Reflection: what worked, what didn't? Need to lubricate my throat. Pause, chat. But like that's fine. Feels like I'm talking a lot. What worked well? Not trading bad setups, not leaning into my emotions, and overall sticking to my rules. I've noticed that a lot lately. Like when even if you're losing or you have a bad week, but you stuck to your rules, you're following the process, and you're doing the steps that it takes to become a profitable trader, you really don't mind. Why did it work? Even though I didn't take any profits, I did feel great. Follow my rules, which means I'm creating. I just said this shit. Okay, I wasn't even reading what I said, but yeah. Okay, what didn't work? I lose focus with my phone around. I tend to scroll Instagram and way look for a way to be entertained in terrible market conditions. And this doesn't work because it shows a lack of analysis on the charts. There were possible trades I could have taken, and there were trades that I just didn't take because of my distraction away from the charts. Psychological growth log. How did your self talk change this week? And I started saying things like, I'm an observer. I don't need to trade. I'm confident in my setups and I only take good trading setups. And I handled adversity better than before because I only took trades I deemed was good based off of what I was telling myself this week. A specific moment that tested my discipline was Monday. Monday was a test to see if I would change my model for profits, and obviously I didn't, which shows my dedication to actually falling in love with the system. How proud are you of your overall composure? It was 9. Bro, like I said, it was a great milestone this week. Taking less trades. I felt more like I was learning to become a profitable trader and winning and get money. Because like I said on Monday, I could have took a 1-to-1. I could have took a 1-to-1 towards my break even, but I would have been taking profit at a draw inside of where I wanted to trade. So let's go to Monday just for this example. And hopefully it doesn't lag. Right here. So boom. You can't see it in this picture right here, but this was an accumulation zone. We made a manipulation leg downwards on the 1 minute, and we inversed cleanly with a V shape. Once we inversed, we started retracing back. I set a limit order back inside this inverse fair value gap, and it tapped into it. Once it tapped into it, I set my break even here just in case we liquidity sweep and went down. See, the thing is, if I took a 1-to-1 here, this wouldn't have been my model because I'm claiming liquidity from after the setup when I could take this. So I set my take profit at the accumulation zone and the break even at the liquidity sweep just in case we want to go back down. So that's what I did. And that's what I mean by it was testing me. I could have took a 1-to-1. I could have took profits here because I knew it would hit break even at least. But it's like, do I take profits or follow my model when my model clearly says, okay, you trade until this point? So that's why I say that one was like that was a big growth milestone. Key lessons and new rules. Write out 2 to 3 clear lessons you learned this week and then translate each into a rule, a system tweak, or a behavioral change you'll improve. When I scroll on Instagram, I'm less focused on the charts. Lesson: put your phone away and put your full attention into the market. And that's what I'm going to start doing. I'm going to start putting focus into the market because if I want to replace my job with trading, I have to treat trading like a job. And then, second, doubt in my model. Lesson: don't be afraid to take setups you see because at the end of the day, you are collecting data to find your edge. More data, the better the edge. So if I see a setup, take it. Take the setup because once you find out what trades work for you, you'll start taking them more. And yeah, I can say, oh my God, I'm gonna go back to a losing phase, but no, I'm in break even right now because I don't know what a good setup is. And obviously, you could tell, okay, the better confluence, the better confirmation of where it's going can tell you it's a good setup. But I didn't had times where confluences have done wrong. So I have to find out, okay, I have to find my digression in the market that tells me, okay, this is a good trade. So next week's focus and intentions is deeper analysis of the market as well deeper analysis of the market as well as better confirmed setups. What I mean by better confirmed setups is confluences that align with where I think the market will go. Two supporting goals for this is to chart out information that is important in the moment. So, like I said earlier, if we're accumulating on the 1 minute and then all of a sudden we see a manipulation leg up, but it looks all choppy. Scale to the 3 minute, you see a 3 minute PDI because it's a manipulation leg and then it inverses cleanly. I scale up to the 5 minute, I see it's inside a 5 minute fair value gap bearish, aligning with where I think the market will go, aligning with my PDI. All of a sudden, I see it's 8:50 macro about to hit 9 o'clock, 4 hour candle closure, 1 hour candle open. You feel me? And then see SMT divergence. So just seeing more confirmed things. It's like when it stacks on multiple different levels and time frames of where the market wants to go. And then put the phone away. It's as simple as that. Put the phone away just so I can focus my full attention on the market. Summary paragraph. Write a short paragraph recapping your week in a story-like way. This builds emotional connection and helps you see your progress as a trader and a person. This week was very testing. I doubted my model, had real-life problems, and overall the market's conditions weren't favorable. Monday we broke even, which was a common thing that happened, and we positioned ourselves perfectly for that. Tuesday and Wednesday I stayed out of the markets. Yes, I was on the charts, but on those days I didn't see anything I was confident in trading, so I didn't. This shows my level of patience and confidence in my trading ability to spot a setup another day. There will always be another day to trade. Thursday, we got creative. At the moment, I didn't realize this trade was more emotion driven. We tried something new, a 30-second PDI inversion. Still my model, but a different form. Friday didn't trade because I was distracted. Saw a trade once I looked back at the charts, but it wasn't enough confirmation for me to take it. Overall, a great week mentally as a trader. And that was this week. That was week 7. I told you guys I was going to implement AI, and implementing AI has made journaling 10 times, I want to say easier, but more like better in a sense. Progresses me way further. Now, I don't have a mentor currently, and I say currently because I plan on first payout, get a mentor instantly. I feel like if I can get to a payout I want to mentor using that payout money. Maybe this is just me being like, okay, or making excuses. But I have other goals with the money I'm using right now to push me further in life as well. So I'm putting money into trading, but I also got to do things with my life. I have goals outside of my life that I've been planning on getting done, and they've been pushed off a little bit too much now. So it's like I'm gonna get those done. Too much information for you guys, but yeah. I make these videos, and hopefully you guys can take something from it. But it's not necessarily just to make the videos. I obviously get something out of this. I obviously am learning my strategy. I'm learning myself when it comes to trading. I'm learning the markets. But I also make these videos to show you guys what it takes to journal. And eventually, when I become a profitable trader, you'll be able to look back on these videos and see, okay, this is what he did. When I first started, bro, I remember I was losing back to back to back to back. Now I'm at break even stage. And yes, it moves extremely slow. It moves extremely slow. Like sometimes you'd be like, holy shit, is this worth it? Sometimes you will doubt the journey, but as long as you have enough faith that outweighs the doubt, you'll continue forward. And I remember when I first started, didn't know what fair value gap was, didn't know even how to enter, where to enter, strategy to do, who to look at, who to watch, what to study, or how to journal. Bro, a big thing when I first started, everybody's talking about journal, 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 but never how to journal. I relate this to a real Freak Bob. Everybody asks where's Freak Bob, but not how's Freak Bob. And I relate that to journaling. And myself, if we look back at the first week, yeah, the first week I've ever journaled was just like it was low quality journaling. Didn't really include pictures, didn't really know what I was talking about at all. But I was still journaling. I was still seeing opportunities for me to advance in the markets. And now we look at week 7 with the help of AI, how different it looks. Looks like we treat it more like a job now rather than a hobby. And I've been growing exponentially. Is even though we've never got, I mean, we've never passed an eval based off our strategy. We've never got a payout, and I say we, I mean I. I passed an eval as you've seen before, trading gold trends, but that wasn't a strategy that was shown. It was just me trading. And now, like, I'm getting closer and closer and closer every single day. And it's like, damn, I know I'm only 4 months in, but like, allowing y'all to see this journey, like, I already know the impact it would have on future traders once I'm profitable. Because even now, I don't see too many people show when they first started. They make YouTube videos or mentorships after they got it done. So I want to show you guys the journey, show you guys falling in love with being a trader and a YouTuber. So hopefully this video helped you guys. Hopefully you were able to take some type of information or knowledge from this video. And yeah, we're slowly getting better at trading. I know the camera quality is shit. I know I look through it. I'm not through it, chat. It's my eyes. But yeah, I really enjoy making these videos for you guys because I want to give you guys hope. And as much as like I know there's like low effort when it comes to these videos most of the time, but that's because I'm more focused on trading currently. You'll see the journey, you'll see the progress, and once I make trading my full time, I'll have freer, more free time to allocate into other aspects of life. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'm gonna see you guys in week 8 recap. Um, also see you guys on the weekly reviews or whatever, or daily reviews. I'll start instead of trading live, I'm gonna start doing recaps on the trades. And yeah, till next time, I'm out. Peace. Keep forgetting my other mouse disconnected. That was that sound earlier.